Now we are moving to the third application of dimensional analysis, and in this application we are going to use the homogeneity of dimensions to derive expression for different physical quantities. We can do this by knowing the various factors on which that physical quantity depends. Means if we know the factors on which that particular physical quantity depends, we can derive its expressions by the help of dimensional analysis, right? So let's see, by using an example we can understand it in a better way. So I am going to take the example of centripetal force here. So let us consider a centripetal force capital F acting on a particle of mass m moving with velocity v in a circle of radius r. All right, so we are taking the example of centripetal force capital F, and we know the factors on which it depends, as I am saying that this centripetal force is acting on a particle of mass m moving with velocity v, and it is moving in a circle of radius r. So this centripetal force actually depends on these three factors. By knowing this, that which are the factors on which this force depends, we can derive the expression for centripetal force using dimensional analysis. So now we are going to derive the expression of centripetal force in terms of m, v and r. So for this I am going to consider that this force F is proportional to some powers of m, some powers of velocity and some powers of radius. As we don't know what are these powers, it can be square, cube, 1, 4, minus 1, minus 2 or any, right? So I just consider that force depends on the some powers of these factors m, v and r. And as we know that when we remove proportionality sign, we have to insert a proportionality constant. So the equation becomes F is equal to k is the proportionality constant, m to the power a, v to the power b and r to the power c. This is equation number 1, and we are going to find the expression for F. Here k is a dimensionless constant. Okay, so now we are going to use dimensions to derive the expression. For this we are going to write dimensions of all the quantities present in equation number 1. ठीक, so यहाँ हो जाएगा dimensions of force. These are m, l, t minus 2. Dimensions of mass m. Dimensions of velocity lt minus 1. Dimensions of radius, this is length, so it will be L. Now using all these values in equation number 1, what we get, dimension of force is equal to, since this constant is dimensionless, so we have to put 1 here, dimension of mass to the power a, dimension of velocity to the power b, dimension of radius to the power c. Now we substitute the values of all these quantities. So dimension of force is m l t minus 2, then 1. For mass it is m power a, for velocity it is lt minus 1 power b, and for radius it is l power c. On solving right hand side we get m power a, l power b and t to the power minus b into l to the power c. Again on solving this we get m power a, l b plus c and t to the power minus b. So this is the right side what we get, and left side is m l t minus 2. Now on comparing left hand side and right hand side, we get the values of these exponents. So on comparing, what we get, a is equal to 1, because in left hand side the power of m is 1 and right hand side it is a, and these are equal, so it is necessary that a must be 1. Okay, Similarly, for the second exponent, b plus c also equals to 1 because L raised to 1, and minus b is equal to minus 2. So on solving this, we get a1, b2, and if b is 2, then c is 1 minus b is equal to 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. So c is minus 1. So we get the values of a, b and c. Now we are going to substitute these values in the formula of equation number 1. So what we have, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, c is equal to minus 1, right? These are the values we find. If we put these values here, then we get from equation number 1, f is equal to k, m power 1, v power 2 and r power minus 1, or rearranging we get f is equal to k m v square upon r, and this is the required expression for centripetal force. So if we know the factors that m v r पे ये force depend कर रहा था, we just know the factors and we derive its formula. So this is the application, use of dimensional analysis, use of dimensions, that by using them we can find expression for that physical quantity by just knowing the factors on which that quantity depends. Let's see one more example to understand this. The second example I am taking here is of simple pendulum. So the question is, find the expression for time period of simple pendulum. तो time period के लिए हमें expression find करना है using dimensional analysis, and it is given that this time period depends on following factors. So the factors on which it depends is, the first is mass of bob, m. Second is length of the pendulum, it's L. And third is acceleration due to gravity, G. So in second example, we are going to find time period for a simple pendulum where it depends on the following three factors: mass, length and acceleration due to gravity. So we just know the factors and we are going to find the formula of time period. So let's start. So what is the given thing? That time period is proportional to, it depends on some powers of mass, some powers of length and some powers of acceleration due to gravity. Let these powers be A, B and C. So हमने consider कर लिया that time period depends on A power of mass, B power of length and C power of acceleration due to gravity. Now if we remove this proportionality sign, we have to insert a proportionality constant K. Then T will be K M A L B G C, and this is equation number 1. So now we have to find A, B and C using dimensions, and then we will put those values in equation number 1. So let's start with the dimensions. If we apply the condition of dimensions here, then dimension of T is equal to dimension of K is 1 because it is a dimensionless constant, so we can write here 1. Dimension of mass power A, dimension of length power B and dimension of acceleration due to gravity power C. So now this time period has dimension T only, there will be no change. Time period का symbol भी T है and इसका dimensions भी T है. For mass it is capital M, power is A. For length it is capital L, power is B. For G, now G is acceleration due to gravity, it is an acceleration, so its dimensions are LT minus 2, those of acceleration, LT minus 2 power C. On solving right hand side, we get that M A L B plus C and T minus 2c. On equating exponents in left hand side and right hand side, what we get, now this is t only means here m is 0, m power has 0, l power is also 0 and t is 1. So dimension t का meaning है m0 l0 t1. So when we compare these two, we get a is equal to 0, b plus c is equal to 0 and minus 2c is equal to 1. Okay, a is equal to 0, b plus c is equal to 0 and minus 2c is equal to 1. It implies c is equal to minus 1 by 2. If we apply this value here, then b is equal to minus c, that means b is equal to minus minus half, or it will be plus half, and a is 0. So the values are a 0, b half, c minus half. Now we are going to substitute these values in equation number 1 and we get t is equal to k m 0 l half g minus half. So if we rearrange this, we get t is equal to k, m0 is 1, l half is under root l and g minus half is upon under root g. That means the formula for time period is t is equal to k under root l upon g. This is the required formula for simple pendulum's time period. Means we didn't know anything about the time period, just हमें factors पता थे कि किन factors पे वो time period depend करता है and we get its formula. So this is the application of dimensional analysis by which we can derive relation among different physical quantities by just knowing that on which factors that physical quantity depend. So this was the last application of dimensional analysis. So as we are talking about the applications of dimensional analysis, so we also have to note that along with applications there are some limitations to this study also. Like the very first and common limitation is that in this method we find the relation, but this method doesn't give any information about the dimensionless constant k. So in every formula we get k, however in every formula the value of k vary. So that value of k in different formulae, we can't find that value from this analysis. So this method doesn't give any information about k. Very first limitation is no information about dimensionless constant k. Second limitation is that this method fails when physical quantity depends on more than 3 physical quantities. If the physical quantity depends on more than 3 factors or more than 3 physical quantities, then in that case this dimensional analysis doesn't work, it fails if physical quantity depends on more than 3 factors. Okay, next limitation is that it fails when a physical quantity is the sum or difference of 2 or more quantities, right? So it also doesn't work when physical quantity is the sum or difference of 2 or more quantities. Either sum or difference, दोनों ही cases में difference of 2 or more quantities, then it fails. Next limitation is that it fails to derive relationship in which log, exponential और geometric functions involve. उन factors को ये read नहीं कर पाता है. It fails when the formula has logs, exponential terms or geometric terms, then in that case this theory also fails. So it fails if relationship has log, logarithm या log, exponentials or geometric functions. Okay, मीन्स ऐसे फंक्शंस जिनका अपना कोई डायमेंशन नहीं होता है, अगर वो फॉर्मूले में आ रहे हैं तो उस फॉर्मूले को ये थ्योरी एग्जैक्टली कैलकुलेट नहीं कर पाएगी. दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम विद दैट, with this dimensions theory. Last limitation is that sometimes it is difficult to identify the factors. Like sometimes it is difficult, हमें यही नहीं पता लगता है कि वो फिजिकल क्वांटिटी किन फैक्टर्स पर डिपेंड करती है. अगर हम ये ना बोलें क्वेश्चन में कि वो मास पर डिपेंड करता है या लेंथ पर डिपेंड करता है, या कई बार ऐसा होता है कि फॉर्मूले में आ रहा है प्लैंक्स कांस्टेंट, ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट, एंड इट इज़ नॉट गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन, then it is difficult to identify whether on these factors this physical quantity depends or not. So the last limitation is that sometimes, not all the times, sometimes it is difficult to find the factors on which physical quantity depends. Okay, सो किन फैक्टर्स पर फिजिकल क्वांटिटी डिपेंड कर रही है, जब हम वही नहीं फाइंड कर पाएंगे, वी कैन फाइंड द रिलेशन, बिकॉज ये पूरा जो एप्लीकेशन है इट ओनली बेस्ड ऑन द फैक्टर्स ऑन विच दिस फिजिकल क्वांटिटी डिपेंड. और अगर हमें वही मिलने में प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, देन it is not possible for us to apply dimensional analysis and find the expression. So sometimes it is also a kind of difficulty to find the factors on which this physical quantity depends. So these were all the applications and limitations of dimensional analysis. That's all about the dimensional analysis. From the next video we will be starting some other topics from this chapter. So for that, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.